Nice ice cold Coke Zero first thing in the morning.
Is that how we start these shows now? Just drinking drinks? Okay.
Just refreshing. Just
all right.
What? There you go. You got your kombucha.
It's a sparkling ice, zero sugar.
What flavor?
Cherry limeade.
Oh.
It's left over from the stream I just did. I was just on air like not too long ago. Yeah, it's been so long, Pluggo Lawrence says. How are you doing? Yeah, I haven't streamed on a Love Wrestling stream in
it's probably
what seems like months.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been forever.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel anything at all like I wasn't just on here for 4 hours watching along the Elimination Chamber with Lawrence and Doc and BR.
How was the Elimination Chamber?
I thought it was good. Predictable outcomes, but good matches and good show overall. Had a lot of fun. Got up super duper early and streamed it with, like I said, Lawrence and BR Doc stopped by. So it's a good time. It's good times. But that doesn't mean that I can get out of my commitments to For Exposure, which is on conveniently an hour after I just got off. So here we are.
Should have just continued on.
I should have just stayed on stream, ate my breakfast, watched some GCW, and waited for you to show up at 9.
Yeah.
Or 10. 10. Yeah. We go on at 10. Sure. Whatever.
Yeah, it works. That's how we do things.
But dude, it's called For Love of the Game, as Lawrence and I talked about in the Elimination Championship. Gotta do it for the love of the game.
Yeah,
For Exposure must trek on.
I mean, that's what Skip to My Lou did. It was for the love of my game, and your Scoops to My Lou. So
that's right. All the scoops. I got no scoops today. I had some tidbits I dropped into the tidbit file.
Yeah,
that I was excited for, real or fake. I'd put them in there.
I think they're real. Well, one for sure I know is real. I think the other one is too, judging by it.
I would hope so too, based on the reputable names I saw retweeting it today. But if it's not, we're going to talk about how awesome it would be.
Yeah, just a dream match. We'll get to that a little later on, though.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. There's some good tidbits in there. I'm not going to lie. It'll be hitting the spot for all the hungry viewers.
Heck yeah. So where do you want to begin today? How are you? What's new and exciting? What's going on in the world of the Pachicos?
Oh, it's just been a long week. Last weekend I got to do commentary for a local promotion, so that was fun. Yeah. And then it was busy with stuff, trying to catch up on watching some Revolver, which we're going to talk about later on.
Yeah, that was a good show. And then just
busy with life. Like I crashed hard yesterday. I was going to go to a local show, and I just ended up falling asleep because
I did the same. I fell asleep earlier than I wanted to last night. So,
yeah.
Bryce is in the house. What's good, Bryce? Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff so that people know that they can find us here. The algorithm likes it when you like our stuff.
Yeah. It's positive reaffirmation for us when you hit a like or a retweet or a share. It makes us feel good about ourselves.
As the kids say, you smash that like button.
It pumps our tires. It makes us happy. It does nothing for you, but it makes us happy, and that's what's important.
It makes Spencer justify keeping us on the air.
Exactly. As soon as those likes go down, we're gone.
Speaking of Spencer, LPW 23 was last night.
Yeah, I know you were checked into.
I was checked in. I admittedly dozed off towards the end, but I know what happens. But we were on IWTV the first time, and I'm not saying I dozed off because it was a bad show. It was a really fun show. Everything I saw, it was just late.
So
I'm getting old.
As a whole, what were your We'll get into your thoughts on some of the matches, but as a whole, what did you think of the show?
If I could, I would smash the love. Yeah, smash the love. I liked it. I thought it was a fun show. It was really cool. Shout out to our boy Barat Garani, and hopefully his finger's okay. He took a nasty little spill there at the end and messed up his finger. He sent me a picture of it, but he seems to be okay. It just seemed to have been a little out of place from what it's normally. But the Milky Way Wrecking Crew snuck a victory. I've picked Barat 2 months in a row now. 2! Because he used to yell at me for not picking him, saying I was crazy for not picking him. Now he's blaming me for cursing Paralera. I need Barat to make it make sense.
Well, I can make sense of it for you. You curse them. You curse them.
How? He asked me to start picking him. He said I was crazy for not. I start picking him. I get on the Paralera bandwagon. He starts taking L's and blaming old Pluggo.
Because when you doubted them, they could prove you wrong. As soon as you started hyping them up, that's when it's dissipated. This is on you, buddy.
I don't want that on me. That's not on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that evil on me.
You want them to win? If you want Paralera to win, you got to pick against them.
All right, I start picking against them.
Just wait. There'll be tag champs within 2 months now. Just wait.
At LPW, 24 hours to go, they will be tag champs.
Yep.
Now, I haven't even brought up what I thought was the biggest thing that went down at LPW last night.
Which is?
The front man, Alan Angels, called out our boy, the thickness, Reed Matthews, for a match at LPW 2020, 24 hours to go. Reed takes care of business, beats Elliot Rivers. Boom, on the big screen. There he is, Alan Angels. And he says, you know what? I'm coming to LPW. And what better way to do it than beat a guy that's undefeated?
Talk about calling your shot.
Talk about a banger alert.
Wee, wee, wee.
Yes. So that card has barely even been announced, and it's already off to the races.
That match is going to be cooking. Like, is it Reed versus Alan Angels and his Honda Civic? Or...
Reed only fights Mitsubishis, man. As far as I know. Maybe for this, he'll make an exception and fight other makes and models of cars. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, it's just Alan Angels. It's just versus Reed Matthews.
That's going to be a solid matchup when you look at what Alan Angels has been out there doing. Mm-hmm. And for him to come to LPW and be like, hey, I want the undefeated guy. I'm gunning for him. I've seen what he can do. I want a piece of that. Like,
yeah. And I've dubbed it multiple times. This is the year of Reed Matthews, 2024. It's gonna be a big year for him. Beating Alan Angels would be a very, very solid way to get the first quarter of 2024 off and running.
Whether he likes it or not, Alan Angels is going to get down with the thickness, and I don't know if he's ready for that. Thank you. Oh, disturbed.
I'm going to need somebody to write that parody, and that be Reed's new entrance theme. Yes. I'm going to get down with the thickness.
I know just the guys to do it.
Perfect. We'll do it. We'll write it. We'll record it. We'll see it at LPW 24. Thickness is new. Oh, boy. Boy. So, yeah, we got that. I said,
like you said, the upset, Milky Way Wrecking Crew winning, that's huge for them.
That is huge for them.
Tyler.
They snuck it out on Paralera. I thought the ties that they were wearing was going to, or the ties that Paralera was wearing was going to get in the way. No, they snuck out a win, and we've seen in LPW, especially in the tag division, if you get a big win like that over a former tag champion, that puts you in the running. And our friends Ride or Die retained against Sinner and Saint in what I thought was a very awesome match. Mm-hmm. Very good stuff. But I always ride or die. I always roll with TFA. But they got it done over Judas. I'm very tired. Judas Icarus.
Judas Icar Williams.
Judas Icar Williams. That's who they beat.
Did you ever see those Key and Peele skits where they're doing the football player announcements?
Yep.
That's what that name was just like.
When he just goes, Arizona State.
Quattro. San Diego State.
Dan Smith, BYU.
Then there's one guy, Harvard University, Baylor University.
Those are some of my favorite. Yep, I'm just slap happy and just been up since God knows when, stayed up to super duper late. T.Y. Jackson retained the Scramble Championship. MRB retained the Grand Championship. I missed out on the result for Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Jared Rogers. So if somebody has that and wants to tell me who won, please do, because for some reason I might have dozed off during that one.
That's okay.
But overall, Slamboat Willie was a great show. LPW is continuing to kill it. LPW 24 is going to be absolutely insane. They made a couple other big announcements last night as well about some other big shows that are coming up. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what you do in the business. I'm going to say go to Love Wrestling CA on all social medias to see those announcements. Hit the like button and retweet said announcements. Let's blow this thing up.
There were some big announcements.
There was. They're very, very big. We're going to talk a lot about those coming up here soon. But yeah, overall, great show. Slamboat Willie is in the books, baby.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
On to 24, which, by the way, is live. It's up on IWTV. We were live on IWTV for the first time last night.
Did you notice a difference being up on IWTV compared to Twitch?
In the sense that I can't be in the live. There's not a live chat on IWTV.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess that's the one bad thing.
I couldn't interact with everybody like I should, so I just tweeted as much as I could about it, but not really. Didn't really notice a major difference per se. I did get a text that we made. That I was on IWTV for the first time last night.
Nice. Hey, that's all right.
So hey, I'll take that. I made my debut. So officially, big star. Like I said, I feel bad. I dozed off towards the end, but I caught up on what I caught up this morning, and very, very good show. Always a good time. Boris and Dash killed it. Friends of ours, and our colleagues over here at For Exposure. So
Big Tater and Lil Tot.
Did you see that Philia got the emotional support potatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, and then they had the Clandestine Wrestling Society show on Thursday. So if you want to check that out, the only way to do so is be subscribed to our Patreon. All those matches will be uploaded exclusively to the Patreon sooner than later, probably this weekend. Knowing Spencer, he's probably asleep right now, recovering from last night.
He's probably editing right now
in his sleep.
The man is a machine.
He's got one of those Apple, what are they called? The goggles.
Yeah.
And he's just asleep going like this. And it's
he's honking shoes editing videos.
So yes, for all your LPW stuff, boom, right then and there, go to Love Wrestling CA, get yourselves caught up. I'm excited. I'm excited for what we got coming up.
If I'm not mistaken, a pretty big match got announced for the next LPW Clandestine show. So
yes, it did.
Yeah.
First time ever.
Mm-hmm. East, west.
Which is crazy to me, which is insane.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. Go to the social.
I already know. It's already been announced. You can tell everybody. It's been announced.
I'm not going to tell them. I want them to go check it out. Go check out the social.
Go check it out and come back and tell us what you thought.
Yeah. Let me know what you think. It's going to be a banger.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. You said East vs. West. It's a first time ever, East versus West. Is there that big of a rivalry up in Canada from the East Coast to the West Coast?
I don't think so, but I think that when it comes to wrestling, because of the distance between everywhere, it is very I think it's almost very territory-esque, you know?
Got it.
That's how I kind of take it as. But East Coast is so far away from the West that it's tough to continually build that traction, which it sucks, you know, because there's a lot of great wrestlers out crushing it out in the East right now that you would love to see those matches against the West Coast crew, you know, even the Central in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. There's so many talented wrestlers in Canada that you would love to almost have. I think I saw Zach mention something yesterday about just if flight prices were cheaper, just how great a Canadian super indie would be. And you could definitely do that if it was just a little bit more affordable, because we are so spread out up here.
Well, let's make it more affordable, damn it.
Well, when it costs, $600 to fly from Winnipeg to BC, it's come on, guys.
I don't know what you just said there. I don't know how far that distance is.
It's
I don't know my
from,
geography. I don't
okay,
know maps.
say from Minnesota to Portland.
Okay. That puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know maps. I'm not Google.
You're not a topographer?
No.
I think that's a map. I don't know.
I'm a lack of knowledgeable.
Oh, come on. Stop it.
All right. So what do you want to talk about, Blair?
Revolver first?
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit of that Revolver. What a show from last Saturday night.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about that one.
Please.
I like.
Oh, he's got a lot, so much to say. He's cracking another Coke Zero.
I'm getting parched, so I got to top up.
If Coke would like to sponsor us, by all means.
Like, I thought that show really it was just a giant mixed bag. There was so much in there. Like, I thought it was the best way to describe it to me was like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because there was some good stuff, there was some bad stuff, and there was some stuff that it's like, what are we even doing here? Like, I felt at one point like this is. I try to always be positive when it comes to reviewing, but there was stuff on this show. I'm like, come on, what's the point of this? You know,
but that's no, please. You're allowed to not love everything you review. It's allowed.
I know, but
I know we love wrestling and we try to be positive here, but sometimes you got to call it like you see it.
But like for myself, like I always try, just because there is so much negativity when it comes to wrestling. You know, like you go online and you're just going to hear people bitch, and that's one thing that I always try to stay away from. So I'm going to do my best not to just 60 minutes, not to just shit on the event, but like,
yeah.
So we can run through the card though.
Well, okay, so we started with Lio Rush and Chris Bay. I'm afraid to tell you what I thought was good.
No, I want to hear it because we're not going to like everything together. So
no, I know, but I'm just interested where I'm like, I thought Chris Bay and Lio Rush ruled.
Yeah, it was great.
Like,
you know,
they're going to be like, this was what I was talking about.
It was great. Like I thought there were like moments in that match where they were just cooking. Like you see the speed of Lio Rush, and it's just next level. Like how is that guy so fast?
I don't know. I will say I don't think it was the best Chris Bay and Lio Rush match we could have gotten.
No, I
still think it was very solid, and it was a good way to start that show.
Yeah, it was a solid match, but I think like with how they started off, and then you could see it slowed down significantly from just how fast those two can go. Which is, hey, not every match is going to be a 50-mile sprint,
right?
But like it was. I thought it was almost two very different matches just in one, and it was still a really good match.
I agree.
Yes.
I'm all unadjusted. I've had a morning. All right, I'm ready.
That's okay. This is like hour 7 of your streaming. So
dedication. Who was match 2? Vert and Matthew Palmer, right?
Vert and Matthew Palmer.
Yes, yeah. yes.
This was one I didn't think clicked all that well.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like Vert Vixen. So I just don't know what it was about this match, but like it just I just didn't think it meshed well, these two.
Real quick, call up Sports Corners in the house. He says Pluggo go to sleep. That ain't happening. Come on, bro. Sleep. What is that? Sleep is for the weak.
Yes.
We will never sleep because sleep is for the weak. Yeah. What is that? Mm-hmm. What's that band called? Oh my gosh, Bring Me the Horizon.
Radiohead
2. It's a funny songs about sleep. Yeah, I admittedly don't know a ton about Matthew Palmer to begin with, so I didn't really understand the angle that him and Alex Shelley had anyway, and they stopped the match and started it again, and it just wasn't clicking for me either. But I love Vert Vixen, so I was trying to err on the side of like, oh, at least it's Vert Vixen. It's a cool little moment. But yeah, maybe it was where it was on the card or the angle they ran, but yeah, something was off about it.
Yeah, so it didn't click the way I thought it would. So this was one of the ones where I was very hesitant about. And same with the next match, Jake Something versus Brick Savage. More because I thought they would give Brick Savage a lot more, and I thought that he didn't get a chance to show what he could do at all. I thought it was all Jake Something, and Jake Something's a solid dude. Love watching his matches, but like I want to see more of Brick Savage. I thought these two really could have had a really great match together.
Yeah, and hearing you say that, I remember now a few weeks back when we talked about this card. That was one where like, ooh, this Brick Savage guy, like, let's get to know more about him. Let's try to put him on the map. And it was kind of like you could see the Brick Savage moments in the match. Like I could see like, oh, okay, maybe this guy's got something, but you're right. It was very Jake something heavy, but rightfully so. Yeah. But I do think sometimes in independent wrestling, we tend to like lean on the bigger name and go if we could do a balance where Jake something still wins, but Brick Savage, like, you know, he barely sneaks by him. That helps build both guys up.
Yes.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like what I saw from Brick Savage.
And I think
I'm still getting used to saying that name though.
Just to see more, and you can really see what they can do. And like that's
that
the
would
thing
have been
with
the perfect opponent.
Independent wrestling, you know, like elevate the name being in there, elevate the opponent who may be a local person, give them a chance to shine. And that's where I think that they dropped the ball with Brick Savage on that match.
Fair. That's fair.
But it was still like, it was Jake something I thought was great. You know, I just wanted to see more of Brick Savage. So
give us more Brick Savage Wrestling Revolver and other indie promotions. Book him. We'll see what he can do.
This match next one was really a conflict in styles because you had Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Elijah. And
this thing got some time. By the way, I felt like this match was 45 minutes long. It wasn't, but it felt that way. And I got to be completely honest with you. It felt like they did that just because I don't think Elijah has ever wrestled that long. So they were trying to show like, hey, you can go.
You know, like surprisingly, I thought I would dislike this match a lot more than I did, but
pretty good.
It was, you know, you had two very different styles. And I think Elijah got a chance to like try new stuff. Not all of it worked, but he was able just to like branch out more than the standard Elias match that you would have seen, you know, like 2 or 3 years ago. So he did get to try some new moves. I think Speedball was a fantastic opponent for him just to be able to work with someone to make him feel comfortable in an indie style match.
Right. And that's, I think, what I was going to say, and you kind of hit it on the head too, is like, you know, we hear all the time about how Speedball likes to help, you know, produce matches backstage and call matches. And what a better person if Elijah is going to do some things that you've not seen him do before and work a little different of a style. What perfect person to have in there with you than Speedball Mike Bailey, who's going to make you look good and help you get through some of those trickier spots. So yeah, I liked it more than I thought initially when I saw it. I was just like, I don't know how this is going to play out, but I think it was a fine match. And my only thing is like and I know that you dance with who brought you there, but like when Elijah came out, my only critique was like, it's so nail in the head. Like it's Elias. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like, I get that that's his WWE stuff and that's how we're going to best know him. But I would have loved to kind of see him tweak it just a little bit.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just like, here's Elias and Revolver.
Yeah.
And I was like, here's your chance to kind of like reinvent. You don't have to fully reinvent yourself, but like do some different things just to help differentiate the two. But again, I digress. That's just a small thing. That's just me. I don't know how other people feel about that.
Yeah, because we've talked about before, like if you do get released, being able to not just take what you were working with and going straight to the indies, but really creating an opportunity for yourself and being able to market yourself more and just doing different things. And I think you saw a little bit of that, but I think you need to see more for it to be fully effective with Elijah.
Yeah, but for sure.
The Lucha Street Fight. Gringo Loco and Arez versus the Rascals. I would have loved for this just to have been
what is that
standard. I would have loved for this just to have been like a regular tag match instead. I thought having it as a street fight really took away from like what these two teams could have done.
Yeah, but again, this is Revolver. They do that mixed bag thing a lot. They throw in different stuff. Different matches, different match types. But yeah, I would have kind of just loved to see these two super talented and athletic teams just go straight, tag match. But it is what it is. And I thought it was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. I loved all the components. But yeah, you're right. It took away from like what could have just been a banger.
Yeah, like I thought this was just like a really middle of the pack match. The ending sequence I thought was fantastic. But I just thought like it was there, like it was good, but it wasn't, you were just watching a match. And I think the street fight really took away the ability of these two teams when the high flying, the quickness, the agility, the speed, like you still got to see that, but relying on the weapons and the hardcore aspect of it just kind of takes away the ability, like
with their styles. Yeah. Cause then you're setting up spots and you're, two teams that can go fast paced. It can slow you down to have to do that.
Yeah. So like I think the street fight would have been better served for some of the other matches on this card, like
Elias and Bailey or Elijah Bailey. No,
like even Vert Matthew Palmer, I think that would have helped out that match better than.
Yeah, that would have made more sense for them. Yep.
But I digress. So
all right.
Brian Keith versus Mansoor. What did you think of this one?
I actually enjoyed it quite a bit more than I initially had thought. It was very slow early on. Like it was a lot of like the Mansoor running around with the 8x10s and doing that kind of spot. And Brian Keith kind of playing with it too and ripping up the pictures. So there was a lot of filler to it, but I definitely enjoyed it. Like I think Mansoor is really good. Mm-hmm. Like I enjoy it, and of course we know how awesome Brian Keith is. I saw you post that he should win tonight against Malachi Black on Collision.
Yeah,
is that tonight? Yeah, 1-on-1. Which I think you're right. I think he should. I don't think he will, but he definitely should. So I actually had more fun. I had a lot more fun with it than I initially had thought when the match got announced, because I was like, oh, it's going to be an all right match. But yeah, what did you think?
I
hated it, didn't you?
No, I actually didn't mind this one. I mean, I love Brian Keith, so right there, solid. And then having Mansoor, like he was someone like from the get-go, like he's got something that I think he can really make into something special on the independents with his gimmick, with his presentation, his wrestling ability. He's someone that I think if he takes the chance, he could really do. You're not going to see like the Matt Cardona type run, but he could have a very successful independent run. Coming out to like My Hero by Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
So excellent. So good. That right there. His pre-match promo, very solid. His in-ring work was great, So like I thought this was this was a very good match. I want to see more Mansoor in the indies. Obviously, I want to see more Brian Keith. So, like, I didn't hate this one. I thought it was good.
I think with Mansoor, like, I think you said, like, the Cardona thing is definitely a possibility for him. Mm-hmm. I think he is kind of right now transitioning. Like, yep, I'm Mansoor. I have the WWE name, but you can see where he's integrating, like, new stuff. Mm-hmm. Where it's like he's starting to go, yep, I am Mansoor. I'm that guy, that former WWE superstar. But I'm also going to start adding to it where, like I said, maybe Elijah is still like, it's still new to him. So maybe he's got something coming down the line. But yeah, I can see Mansoor kind of breaking away and doing something kind of like that. Because eventually we're going to need a new Cardona. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be opposed to it being Indie King Mansoor.
And with this being, I think, Elijah's first independent match since getting
I was going to say, I think this was the first one.
So obviously, you're going to start trying new stuff. It's not going to all happen right away, where Mansoor's been able to have a few matches already, So,
but I mean, we remember Cardona when he first was released. I mean, he did the almost the Zack Ryder thing in AEW. Mm-hmm. He was doing that, and then he finally kind of like started to build this thing. So there's plenty of time. I think
100%. Yeah, so it's just like taking the chances, and if it doesn't work, okay, let's try this instead, not getting discouraged and continuing on. So
that's right.
Marina Shafir versus Masha Slamovich. What the fuck? Like, come on. 7 minutes and that's it?
Yep. 7 minutes and then they did the whole, which was an interesting decision because we've seen that spot where they were like, give me 5 more minutes, and then they're like, nope, and she like left.
Because I know you have an AEW wrestler, you have a TNA wrestler, so obviously you have to work around it, but like if that's the case, why even put this on?
Yeah, if you're gonna, it's the women's match at the card, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was. 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 I think it Well, Marina, like we know Marina's shortcomings in the ring. We've seen it. We know what Masha can do. Masha can absolutely go. She can absolutely slay. I don't know. But yeah, it was a quick one. It didn't feel like it clicked all the way. And I hate to dog on the women's match of the card, but it just, these two, it wasn't their best showing for the two of them. And we both know that they can do better. I don't know if somebody went long and they had to shorten it or if this was by design, but if it was by design, it wasn't a great design.
I do,
and I didn't like the whole like give me 5 more minutes and then Marina being like, no, I'm out. Like,
yeah, like I don't blame the wrestlers involved in this one at all. I think it's more just like everything besides that, the politics, the booking, that played more of a factor of my dislike for it than anything, because Masha can go. Yeah. Masha's one of the best wrestlers out there. Marina.
You're doing it now.
Solid wrestler. Obviously, there's things to work on, but like still,
but she's gotten so much better.
100%
over the last like 6 months to a year.
So like this match, like I get, like there are factors involved. If that's the case, book these two against different people, because like give them a chance to elevate themselves instead of what we got. Because 7 minutes for these two, there's no reason that a Masha Slamovich match against Marina Shafir should only be 7 minutes.
I agree. It was very short, and it was almost like I looked up and I was like, "Oh shoot, it's over! What the hell?" So, I don't understand it when you on these independents, and I'm not in the know. And maybe one day we can sit down with a booker or a promoter of some type. Maybe we can get the boss in here and ask him. But like, I don't understand when you have like the AEW talent, the Impact talent, and then you put them together in an independent match, and then it's that because you don't want either one to look less than the other. But you're right. Then why book it? Because I even feel that way now. Like I'm starting to, like when I watch wrestling, like I'm trying to catch myself going, well, I hate to see this person lose to this person. Like when we had FTR, I know it's not independence, but we had FTR and Claudio and Mox on Dynamite. I was like, well, I know one of these teams can't lose, and then it ended in a draw, but it's like, why can't one of these teams lose? And we just help, you know what I mean? It's not like I would think less of FTR if they lost to Moxley and Claudio, you know what I mean? So maybe that's, oh, look at that. What's up, Mike from Indy? He said, fun fact, first time he's not ever slept in during a live 4 exposure. What's up, brother? Go check out Indeed on Fightful Overbooked on Wednesdays at 6 with him and Righteous Reg. Absolute studs. But yeah, you're right. So I don't know. I had another point where Mike ruined it for me when he came in with his studliness, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid the whole like, oh, I don't want to see this person lose. Let's see where people lose. That match should have been more time. Should have been better booked out. We did. Oh, that's what I was going to say. We glossed over Athena showing up and getting in Vert Vixen's face. So hopefully we get a little Vert Vixen Athena thing going on. That was cool to see in the Matthew Palmer match. I forgot all about that. This is true. You cannot control your studliness, Mike. That sex appeal gets me all sorts of hot and bothered, and then I just start forgetting things.
If this is, part of the storyline and we get more from Masha and Marina, I'll take everything back.
Yeah.
But if this is all we're getting, then it's a straight up.
We have to call it like what we see. We don't know.
It's a straight up Kevin Nash. That doesn't work for me, brother.
Good chick. So, good call.
Yeah, you like that? So.
I did. I didn't think I'd get a Kevin Nash reference today.
I know in Arena there was like a medical emergency, so like they did take a little bit of a break, and that was reflected on the stream.
Is that what that was? I saw that random break, and I didn't catch why.
Yeah, and from what I gather, everyone involved, they're okay, so everything is
Sweet. Good deal.
Yeah, so that was good. Then we had Grizzled Young Vets versus Monster Sauce. Alex Zane and the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. Lance Hoyt. You know what I thought of during this match? There was a time when Alex Zane was in NXT.
Yeah, 205 Live, NXT.
Yeah. And that it blows my mind to think of like where his like trajectory and like everything that he's done since I first like found out about Alex Zane, like from the indies, bam, NXT, bam, released, bam, New Japan, bam, crushing on the indies, and you're just like, holy shit.
He was in that class with like like Christian and Anthony Henry were all in NXT, and they were like, oh, we don't need any of these talented wrestlers.
We don't want talent.
We don't want talent on our NXT roster. Not saying that they don't have it, but yeah, that was just 3 guys that I was like, oh, that could be cool. And then they released them before they even got going. But yeah, Alex Zane and Lance Archer, I didn't realize was a tag team until this like kind of matchup, but I'm interested in it. I'd like to see more of it. You kind of got your big bruiser, and then Alex Zane does all your like, high flying, stuff. So I'm down, but I'm all in on the Grizzled Young Vets just winning. I don't know if they did because I haven't caught up. I don't know if they won last night at No Surrender to beat the ABC, but I had predicted that they should, because I think the Grizzled Young Vets should go on one of these like almost FTR style indie runs where they just win they collect belts, because I think they're that good.
Mm-hmm.
New Japan had Monster Wrestling World Tag League. Really cool if they carried it over to the North American title. Yeah, okay, so Mike said that they have done it.
Yeah.
I just must not. I don't watch a ton of New Japan because there's only so many hours in the day, and I just keep kind of like distance. What's the word? Eyes on it from a distance.
Yeah, it's tough because I still I know we're talking Revolver, but I still have to watch Osprey Oku from last weekend because that was an incredible match. But it's I don't have an hour right now to spare, so it's when I do have time, that's what I'm going to, because hey, life gets busy,
Yeah. So, but no, I thought this match was fun. I thought it was a good time. Mm-hmm. Grizzled Young Vets get the win. Not surprised. Keep the belts.
Yeah, I think the issue was for me. It was just a DQ win, and the way of the DQ is
if it means we're gonna get another one, if it means we're gonna get a rematch, and they're gonna up the ante a little bit, then I'm okay with that. If this is like a best of 3, best of 7, whatever you want to do, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm. If it's just a one and done, once again, that's where I got issues with it. Because I think there's ways around it.
Yeah, I agree.
I know Lance Archer ain't taking the pin, but hey, figure something out. Give me the book. I'll do it for you.
Could somebody tell me why my YouTube keeps kicking me off our stream and throwing me to a different stream without me touching anything? Because I can keep tabs on what's going on with our like count and everything. So stop it, YouTube.
What are we at, 4?
Yeah. It's early. It's bright. It was a long night last night for us LPW folks.
And for the viewers too, because a lot of them were checking that out. So
I gotta be completely honest with you. If most of us got up early to watch the Elimination Chamber and fell asleep afterwards, I wouldn't blame you, because it was an early one. That's what's really going on right now. The Elimination Chamber is counter programming for exposure.
Thanks, Hunter.
Time to play the game.
You all play the game, all right. And then the Revolver 4-way. Alex Shelley winning over Alan Angels, Exodus Prime, and JD Griffey.
Yeah. I like
JD Griffey.
I do too. I like that whole gimmick. Obviously, we talked about Alan Angels at the top of the show, how awesome he is. Alex Shelley's fantastic too. Exodus Prime, I don't know a whole much about, but I definitely enjoyed it. I like the components there. I'll definitely need to check out more of his catalog, because I think he's pretty. I think there's something there.
He had an appearance on. I remember him from an appearance on Dynamite a year and a few months ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's where I remember him. But
because that's what it's. It was like I said, the name sounded familiar when I was watching the match. I was like, where do I know this guy from? But I couldn't picture it. And then you said that, he was in AEW for a match, but I'll put him in the rotation.
Yeah. Him, JD Griffey, 2 solid guys. Alan Angels, you know what you're getting. Alex Shelley is the king of the indies right now. So,
yeah, and Alex Shelley retains. Matthew Palmer came out and helped him out. I don't know. I must not be. I don't know much about this Matthew Palmer guy, so I don't understand why he's with Alex Shelley. I'll have to do some back cataloging to find out. But I was just like, oh, hey,
yeah.
But that's what I like about independent wrestling. Sometimes I don't catch it all, and then I see things, and I'm like, oh, well, all right, that's something. We'll figure out what's going on there.
Heck yeah!
But that was Revolver. What a show! Saturday. That was on Thriller TV. So if you want to check it out, the replay's up now.
Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll quickly do some tidbits, Because I forgot we got 2 shows to preview because MLW's got their show on the 29th, and we're going to talk some GCW. So let's start off with some titty bitties.
And some tiddo bitties.
Tiddo bitties. You snuck a couple in here, and I want to show these off. So first off,
these are up my alley.
Yeah. Minoru Suzuki versus Maki Ito. That's coming up in about a month and 6 weeks or so.
If Murder Grandpa is going to have to punch the cutest in the world in the face, dude.
Look.
How could he do that?
You have one of the most vicious, one of the most sadistic wrestlers in the world facing off against Minoru Suzuki. So.
I love the way you worded that. I saw that last on Tuesday, and I meant to send it to you, and I thought I had, and then I was like, I'm just going to sneak it into tidbits on Saturday because I want to talk about Maki F and Ito versus Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki. Let's go, dude.
I like that you just slid it in there. And this was the other gem that you had, and I heard rumblings of it on Twitter, but like I was at the gym just scrolling through Twitter in between sets, and I was like, I kind of just forgot to go and see if it was legit, but apparently it is a Punjabi prison match at the Collective with Violence is Forever versus Jacob and Zilla Fatu against the Bollywood Boys versus Los Macizos.
Somebody's gonna die in that match. That's awesome. That is so good.
I'm praying for Cyclope in there because Zilla Fatu in the Punjabi prison match is.
How did they get their hands on the Punjabi prison structure? I would assume the WWE just left it out back and hoped some put free on it because they haven't done it since.
It's like when there used to be a McDonald's with like the play structure like outside, and they left the building and the old structure, and someone stole like a grimace swing.
The Collective's
in their backyard.
And the teams, man, Zilla, the Fatus, you got Violence is Forever, the Bollywood Boys, Los Macizos, they're all going to show out. That even if you didn't have the gimmick of the Punjabi prison, that's going to be fun.
But I'm glad they did.
I'm all in on this stuff. Let's go, dude.
Okay.
I want to live stream that. I want to watch along to just that match.
Okay. We talked about Grizzled Young Vets coming up for Revolver. Grizzled Young Vets versus Lince Dorado and Samurai Del Sol. This should be a fun one.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, dude. I don't know much about Samurai. Well, no, I take that back. That's Fuego Del Sol, right?
No, that's a Samurai Del Sol.
But it was Fuego, right?
No, 2 different people.
Really? I thought he. Okay, never mind. Who is it then? Who was it then?
Kalisto from the Lucha Dragons.
I hate to be like
Lucha Dragons.
Punjabi prison. What? That's what I said, Mike. That is what I said.
Lucha Express.
Either way, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I knew it was somebody. I thought I'm exhausted. I should have slept. I should have slept last night. Longer than 4 hours. But yeah, no, that Grizzled Young Vets. Like I said, I want to see this indie run be like just be unstoppable. So.
Now, fresh off of his appearance at LPW 23, I had to sneak this in here because first off, wrestled at LPW. Second off, he's back in the game after a slight, took some time off, recovering from some injuries, just some time away. And he joined me on the Grainmaker this past week. So I wanted to get this one on there. Elliot Tyler, he's hitting up Prestige coming up shortly, taking on Adrian Quest, Chris Brady, and Lazarus, March 24th. Huge excitement here for Elliot Tyler. I'm stoked for the guy. Like, huge props for him.
Heck yeah.
I think this was one of the ones he couldn't yet pump up on when he was hyping up his upcoming dates. So I'm excited.
We'll hype it up right here, baby. Elliot Tyler, LPW alum. I'm excited.
Yeah. Here we go. I think we talked about this one last week, but still, you're getting the announcements for the culture, for the collective, all that stuff. Man Like Doris versus Sunny Kiss. And we got some spring break announcements. I'll rattle those off. Masato Tanaka and Minoru Suzuki versus Rina Yamashita and Masha Slamovich. And we got a Dragon Gate 6-man tag match with Dragon Gate Classic taking on the Rewa New Generation. And we've got the East West Express and Mike Bailey taking on the Rock and Roll Express and Kerry Morton. Hell yeah.
Interesting. That's an interesting match.
Yeah, and one that is very much my jam. Gringo Loco taking on Volador Jr. in a Lucha Dream match.
Ooh, Joey Janela's Spring Break coming in hot.
Spring Break is absolutely cooking right now with the matches booked, the wrestlers that are getting announced. Like,
it used to be just like this fun little like Joey Janela Spring Break, and now it's turning into like must see, which it was always a good thing to watch. But it's like becoming like some of these matches will steal the show on Collective Weekend, so you can't miss Spring Break. It's becoming can't miss.
We got Masato Tanaka taking on Josh Alexander.
The newly pissed off Josh Alexander because TNA won't honor his wishes.
Well, they wanted to extend the guy.
Well, listen, if you want to hear more about my thoughts on that, check out the No Surrender preview I did with SP3 over on True Elite Wrestling.
We also have coming up in March. It's going to be the end of Bang and Matthews as they take on Jacob and Zilla Fatu. So they had a good run.
Oh, don't. It's going to be the end of the Hub Bros.
Yeah. Yes. The Hub Bros.
I mean, you're saying that, but you're not wrong because Jacob and Zilla Fatu, like Zilla's really, really special, and we all know how good Fatu is. So let's go.
I watched a match, one of the matches from West Coast Pro. It was Lee Moriarty, Leo Rush, and Jacob Fatu against Lost Vipers and Black Taurus, and Jacob Fatu and Taurus in the ring together. Chef's kiss.
Let's go.
Yes. So
lots and lots of really fun stuff.
And I think we got one more.
Ooh.
I had to sneak it in there. I even messaged you, been like, is it too late?
It's never too late until the show started. I could probably still do it while the show's going on.
Hey, maybe we might one day. We've got Amazing Red versus Mustafa Ali WrestleMania weekend. This is a dream match.
Not only that, that's Mustafa Ali, your new X Division champion. In Ali, we trust, baby.
Apparently,
I am all in, like 1,000% in on this Ali World Tour, dude. He took out an ad during Chris Sabin's matches to the lead up to their match. He was taking out like Ali for X Division Championship ads. I was like, I've never seen anything like that. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. This match is brought to you by Ali in 2024, and I'm like, oh, that's cold.
Those are our tidbits. You want to do some GCW first or MLW?
Sure. Well, we can bang through the GCW card. It's a shorter card than the MLW card, but both shows are next weekend.
MLW is on the 29th, so that's Thursday. They want to go after you watch Beards, you can queue up some MLW. You're set.
There you go.
Night of wrestling. You like that?
Or you can watch it on both. Have two screens going. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
I think there's a few matches that haven't been announced for the GCW show, so that's why we only have 6 graphics for it. So, but we have Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Alex Zane.
That's going to be a banger.
Yeah. How far away is Sauget, Illinois from you?
I looked it up. It's like 5 hours.
Go check it out.
I should.
Make a little...
I'm busy. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so that one's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that one. 2, different styles. Both have wrestled. They've had very different trajectories in wrestling, but it's still. I'm excited for that one.
But look, you put those two. Give them 15 minutes. They're going to steal the show.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
100%. So, we've got Mackie Deathkill versus Los Macizos. Ciclope. I love Ciclope.
Ciclope, what's in the backpack, brother? He'll never tell. He'll never tell.
So,
but no, that's gonna be good because Maki Ito being gang affiliated is also one of my favorite things in independent wrestling. So,
and this is, I haven't checked out the GCW from last night, so this is all barring that the Macizos didn't get murdered by the Fatus. So.
I'm up to like third match on the card. They haven't wrestled yet, so I don't know either. But I'm a few matches in already.
We got Deathmatch Royalty versus Dan the Dad and Shazza McKenzie. Talk about like styles making matches. Like
Oh yeah,
you got a little bit of something for everyone in this one.
Very cool. I'm interested to see if Matt Cardona, the sports entertainer, is pro Dan the Dad coffee mug, if he's going to play along or if he's going to be mad about it, because Dan the Dad's very sports entertainer like.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaza absolutely rules. Steph DeLander absolutely rules. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good card. Really good match on the card.
We have, this was announced a few days ago, Oni El Bendito versus Myron Reed, the young goat. I've been liking what Reed's been doing the past little bit. I think he's had some fantastic matches, and he's really on a roll. Had a great showing at the J Cup, I thought, and excited to see that continue through 2024. Oh
yeah, I don't know much about Benito, but yeah, I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about him. And then Myron Reed is awesome.
I'm excited for this one. I think it's with Masha Slamovich versus Eric Cannon. I mean, Eric Cannon, solid dude, runs First Wrestling in Minneapolis. And I think with this one, holy, it's like a rave up in there.
Hi, this is Pluggo. I was like, what is she trying to give me a seizure? So if you have, sure, go out of your way to watch Myron Reed versus Akira from VXS last night. Mike from Indeed. Yep, I'm all in on that, my guy. I'm going to do that. Mrs. Pluggo, just making sure I'm awake. Whew. She discovered that little fun fact on Thursday, and now she's up the game to flipping it on and off. So
it happens. I think this is Eric. Eric hasn't wrestled too much in GCW, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if this is his debut or not, but needless to say, being in the Midwest, I think he's someone that you'd want to have on a show like this. So.
And needless to say, sorry about your luck, but Masha might end up killing you.
Sorry about your damn luck.
Yeah, sorry about your damn luck.
Jane Storm.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He had a brief run in NXT, then went back to Impact. He did a run with a local indie here that does like dates throughout Canada. So that's the last I heard of him. That was like a year or two ago. Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Billy Starks versus Killer Kelly.
Boom.
Yeah.
So we're getting the Impact Tag Team Women's Knockout Champions on this card, but just in different matches. Billy Starks is another. We talked about it at Revolver. With Revolver, this is AEW Impact talent. It's
how are we going to make this work?
How are we going to make this work? Because both companies don't want to see, but I think in GCW, I think that they don't usually have that be a problem. So let's hope that this rules.
Yeah, I hope
as it should. It's Eric Cannon's first time since 2019. Mike said, we're gonna have Mike on one of these times. He's an independent wrestling head. We watch lots of independent wrestling. I think that's a match made in heaven, as the kids say.
So that's GCW. That's taking place Friday, March 1st. So this upcoming Friday, there's also a show on the 2nd. Next week, we're going to be later on in the day. I think we said 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern.
We'll hammer that out. But yeah, because we got IWS next weekend.
Yeah. GCW.
It's a big weekend. So we're going to be your lead into all that fun.
Yeah, so we'll set the scene for you, get you ready for all that stuff. So that'll be coming up next Saturday. So don't set your alarms. Don't wake up. You can go about your day and join us with a little midday snack.
So, yeah, there you go. Or early dinner.
Yes,
or just dinner for some people if it's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
yeah. If you're sitting around for dinner at 6 o'clock next Saturday with your kids and your family, just turn on For Exposure.
Oh yeah,
we'll keep it as clean as possible.
And then on Thursday, after you watch Between Two Beards, you can queue up MLW because there is a lot going on there. We've got an open challenge here for Janai Kai. She's going to be fighting at the Intimidation Games.
Do we think that that's going to be a debut, or do we think that's going to be somebody already on the roster?
I think that you have to run it as a debut. I think to run it as someone, the roster's not big enough for a surprise to make, to just advertise it as, hey, she's going to be there fighting someone on the roster.
So who's debuting in MLW, Blair, if you had to guess?
Ooh. I'm trying to think who's not working leading up to that. So Hey, you know what? Why not? Why not a Killer Kelly?
Hey, can she do MLW and Impact?
I'm trying to think if there's anyone who's doing both right now. Has Riddle shown up in TNA yet?
Not yet. No, but he just won. He just won the New Japan Open Weight Championship. If I'm not mistaken, right? If that's what you call it. And then, what about Vert Vixen?
Vert Vixen.
I think that would be a good idea.
Maybe this is Tessa Blanchard's return to independent wrestling in
the
States. You never know.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past MLW. That's all I'll say.
So who knows? I think it is a debut though, but I'm not too sure who it would be. But for the rest of the card, oh hey, look, you know who else is going to be there? AJ Francis. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dollar.
I'm sure he will have something to say about this match because him and Alex Kane have been kind of going back and forth. So I would not be surprised if he has something to do with the finish of this match, I'll say.
Yeah, and Bobby Fish being an MLW means return of the how much fish could Bobby Fish fish if Bobby Fish could fry fish.
Is that a chant that happened in MLW?
No, remember in NXT when Riddle was like, how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? When he was with Pete Dunne. They had the chant when they were feuding with the Undisputed Era, so I was just hoping maybe with Riddle and MLW and Fish there now, we could bring it back.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
vaguely.
Yeah.
What else do we got?
So I want what I want, okay?
Second Gear Crew taking on Tom Lawler and Davey Boy Smith Jr. Excuse me. For the MLW World Tag Team Championships. WTF really needs to do something because like they are coming across very mid right now, and I hate.
If you're not gonna win, what are we doing?
Yeah, like got to get some dubs.
What the are we doing, WTF? If you're not gonna win these matches, not that I don't think the Second Gear Crew is fantastic, and I think their MLW run has been great, but why do I care? I'm sorry.
WTF. WTF.
We love Tom Lawler, your best friend.
Mm-hmm. Second best friend.
Oh, I'm the first?
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to win these things.
The Calling taking on Akira and Jay Christ in a New York City street fight.
Interesting.
Yes. That's how I feel about this match. I'm interested. I want to see what these two teams are going to be able to get going.
Fair enough. That's all I got to. I'm interested. Yeah. I don't have a ton. I'm not a huge Sami Callihan guy, so I never get overly excited for his matches anyway, but I will watch it and I'll keep it open mind.
So there's that one. There is Matt Riddle taking on Big Bad Tito.
Interesting. I like I said, Matt Riddle just won. Is that what it's called? The Open Weight Championship in New Japan?
He won the television championship.
Nemeth won and Nemeth beat David Finlay. So yeah, maybe that'll be come into play here with Big Bad Tito. Mm-hmm. Maybe Riddle will put it on the line and we'll see a crossover there.
For the MLW World Heavyweight title, Satoshi Kojima versus Minoru Suzuki. So still... I love Kojima, but still questioning the decision for him to be champion over.
Just come out and say it. That was I don't like it either. We love Alex Kane. Alex Kane was just starting to cook with that thing.
Yeah, and
I mean, I hope that they get Alex Kane back into the mix sooner than later, or it just was it was kind of like oh really, like why now? Especially given that, like, and I don't think every title reign has to be years long. Like I just talked about this with the Elimination Chamber. Like it doesn't have to be years, but like he just beat Hammerstone, who like we were all wanting to have him drop that title. It was such a big moment. I remember him winning it and it was huge. Mm-hmm. And you were just starting to build something and then you go this direction kind of quickly. I wonder if hopefully they have bigger plans for our guy, Alex Kane, which speaking of, he's fighting at this thing at Bobby Fish.
Fighting Bob Fish.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not at this pay-per-view.
And
no disrespect to Bobby Fish, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think that there was a lot left to tell in the Alex Kane world champion story. So, but I'm very excited.
Gotta finish the story.
I'm excited for this one. Mystico versus Rocky Romero. Hell yeah, for the MLW World Middleweight title fight. Hell yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. I might steal the show.
I think so. So I'm very excited for that. So it's a little bit of something for everyone. This is a very much a mixed bag for MLW. There's some really good stuff, some like
yeah. We'll see. But like you said, these shows usually fly by. They're pretty well paced. Even some of the matches, it's because it's so well paced. And if it's not, you kind of forget about it because they move on to the next thing so quick. So
it's 2.5 hours usually. So there's room to work. There's
room to grow. Yeah. There's room to improve. There's room in your day for some MLW.
That is us for this week. So there was a lot that we unpacked. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
We opened it up. Let it out in the world. We've got more to unpack next week.
We let it breathe.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe.
Yeah. Just breathe.
And we sing too.
So that's going to be us this week.
It's going to be us.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the retweets. Thank you for all that. There's some great stuff up on Love Wrestling. So if you haven't, go check that out. Sign up for the Patreon. Sign up for IWTV. Go back and watch some of the old Love Wrestlings. And then I'm sure you'll be able to watch Slamboat Willie in no time. So I don't think the replay up automatically, but
I don't think so. But it should be up sooner than later.
So
it's going to be a good time. So do that.
You can find me here every weekend doing 4 Exposure with this guy. Next week it's going to be a special time. So stay tuned. We'll hammer out the exact deets. Social medias that PLUGGO does a great job running because I forget.
I try.
What do you do a better job, on, buddy? What do you got to plug?
Well, if you can find me Thursday nights, JPJ, 8 p.m. Between Two Beards. You can find that show page at B2 Beards on all social medias. Like I said, with you at 4 Exposure Pod on Twitter, at PLUGGO on all social media platforms. It's either at PLUGGO_ on Twitter or at PLUGGO B2B or just PLUGGO. You find this face pops right up. I'm on all the
onlyfans.com/PLUGGO.
Sooner than later, all the toe fetishes you could think of. We had no toe talk until just now, so that's that.
Good.
Yeah, that's where you can find me. Who knows? I might pop into a brunch stream here or there, and then Unplugged with PLUGGO every Monday night. The little podcast I do is available on all your favorite podcast applications. So there you go.
Awesome. Well, for PLUGGO and myself, thank you very much for joining us. Peace in the streets.